Hi fans of high quality entertainment and Patreon. Once again, it's kind of two videos, one for Patreon, a much longer video, and of course for YouTube. And apologies for the background noise, it is my air conditioner. It's hot. Oh, it figures, he starts to vacuum. So, We Can't Dance is the 14th studio album by English rock band Genesis, released on October 28th, 1991 by Atlantic Records in the United States and November 11th, 1991 on Virgin Records in the United Kingdom. It is their last studio album recorded with drummer and singer Phil Collins before his departure in 1996. Production began after a 4-year period of inactivity, following the commercial success of Invisible Touch, the 1986 tour. We Can't Dance was a worldwide commercial success for the band. It became the band's 5th consecutive #1 album in the UK and reached #4 in the US, where it sold over 4 million copies. Don't know why I did that. Between 1991 and 1993, 6 tracks from the album were released as singles, including No Son of Mine and I Can't Dance. I Can't Dance received a Grammy Award nomination for Best Pop Performance by a Duo or Group with Vocals in 1993. Genesis toured in support of We Can't Dance in 1992, which saw the band play large stadiums and arenas across North America and Europe. So what I'm going to do is, I'm doing this, first of all, for my Patreon members, just something, a full album. It's been a while since I've done a full album review, but I'm also hoping that maybe I'll get an extra member or two doing this. The link should be below in the description. I'd really appreciate it. I got 2 new members yesterday. I was very happy. And so what I'm going to do on Patreon, which I can't do of course on YouTube, is I'm going to play the whole album. You can listen along. But what I'm going to do a little differently this time on Patreon is I'm going to talk over the music, which I usually don't like to do. But just occasionally, like if something, you know, if I want to say something about a certain section of a song or whatever, or just be funny like I usually am. And I do have the rating already in my 3 favorite songs and my least favorite. I don't know if it's going to change, but I'm going to listen to this album one more time, and then I'll let you know if my ranking has changed or anything. This video is not brought to you by Coca-Cola. So So that's it for the Patreon section, and so the rest of this will be for everybody, including the YouTubes. So I just finished listening to all of We Can't Dance on Patreon, and I'm hoping that somebody was listening along with me, because I spoke quite often during each song and said things, some serious, some really funny things. And also, just for the fun of it, to see if anybody on Patreon actually watches the whole video, I have a secret code. At some point in one of the songs, I tell you the secret code. And so on Patreon, you can, in the comments section, you can let me know what the secret code is. No cheating. Anyway, yeah, it would be really fun, to get more Patrons, and it's not so I can make a profit. It seriously isn't, because I have to pay for every year. It's a big payment with Vimeo, but it's just the more the merrier. Especially when I do these album reviews. I kind of enjoy doing this, even though I didn't enjoy the whole album, and I'll talk about that now. I did individual song reviews for Patreon, but overall, for everyone, I'll say the production is excellent, A+. I was saying during the video that I like the space in it. It wasn't overproduced. It was just room for all of for things to go on, and made the listening experience very pleasurable overall. The album cover, I like it, and I like the font and everything. The only thing is, I don't see where We Can't Dance relates to that cover. But if this album was called Genesis, and then, I don't know, something about the sky or something, or Watcher of the Skies, that's it. My three favorite songs, at first I had No Son of Mine, Jesus, He Knows Me, and Fading Lights. But I switched Jesus He Knows Me, which I love, and I put in Driving the Last Spike in its place. So yeah, No Son of Mine, great opening track. Driving the Last Spike is excellent. And Fading Lights is my favorite song on the album, and it's the one true progressive rock sounding song on the album. Excellent keyboard work by Tony Banks. And I do compliment, of course, Mike Rutherford too in my reviews, because I haven't really mentioned him much, but good job, Mike. And anyway, for Fading Lights, I think it might be Phil Collins' best vocals on any song. He really sings, you can tell he's really singing it from the heart. And maybe they knew at the time that this would be the final song on their final album together. Or maybe at least Phil knew. My least favorite song was Living Forever. But I kind of like that guitar lick that's in that. And so I changed it to Way of the World. And yeah, as soon as these songs are done, it's like I've forgotten how they go. But I just always know that the first half of the album is really strong. There's one song that's slower, Never a Time, but it's your typical nice Genesis / Phil Collins lovey-dovey kind of a commercial song. It's okay. But the second half, Tell Me Why, Living Forever, Hold On My Heart, Way of the World, are not my favorites. And it really drags down the entire album. And I was saying in my earlier Patreon part that if they took out 3 songs, Tell Me Why, Living Forever, and Way of the World, I believe. Yeah, Way of the World. It would be a much stronger album, because this is actually like a double album. If you bought this on vinyl, it would be a double album. So it's, back in the days when they would fill CDs to the brim with songs, and they just overfill it. But there's no terrible songs on this album. It's just some of your typical later day Genesis commercial love songs that would be just as that you could hear on any of the Phil Collins solo albums. So my rankings and ratings so far. By the way, I told you earlier that there would be a point where I might change a ranking or two, and I have. At the moment, I won't put that there yet. At the moment, Foxtrot is at number 1 because I had Selling England by the Pound at number 1, but I've switched them because I think maybe at the time Selling England by the Pound I finally got it and I was excited, right? And but thinking it over, I still think Foxtrot is Genesis' best album for me. It might not be for you. And at one point, I was going to rank this album higher than I had it on this list here, listening to it, one more time. But then by the end, the last few songs, which kind of dragged out, I went back to my the one I had. So in my rankings, I give We Can't Dance. See, I'm between a B and a B minus. I'm going to give it a B because, like I said, some of those songs on the second half of the album really slow down the album because the first half is very, very strong. I'm going to give it a B, and it goes between A Trick of the Tail and Then There Were Three at number 12. And so it's not a bad album. I can definitely see Genesis fans that love it, and that's good. And like I said, the first half of the album I love, and the second half is just okay, except the final song, Fading Lights, is like the greatest song on this album. And probably, I don't know about top 10, but at least top 20 Genesis songs of all time. So yeah. And now I'm just waiting for calling all stations to come in the mail. And if it doesn't come by this week, I'll just listen to it on Spotify like I did for this anyway. But I just like having the physical copy to show you that, look, I actually own the album that I'm rating and ranking. So I hope some of you enjoyed that, and like I said, I hope more people join Patreon. Lots of fun there. I think I have over 250 song reactions there so far, and I do more every week, and I try and keep everybody happy, make a song request, and I try my best to check it out and give an honest review. And that's it. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Bye.